Someone once told me, if you hand over your whole heart, you may never get it back in one piece. I shrugged it off, the way we shrug off good advice when life still feels bulletproof. Then love hit me like summer rain, warm, relentless, everywhere at once, and I handed over every square inch of myself without reading the fine print. When she left, the apartment looked unchanged, yet something essential had vanished, as if the light switch had been ripped off the wall. The echo in the hallway felt wider than the hallway itself. Goodbye is cruel when every cell in your body wants to stay. I paced circles on the wooden floor, convinced the boards could remember how her footsteps sounded. Night stretched longer than physics should allow. Dawn felt like a rumor. My chest wasn't simply empty, it was busy collapsing in on itself. In those hours I learned that grief is not loud, grief is static. It fills the frequencies so nothing else can get through. I grew up believing strong people get over it, so I tried. I shoved the sadness into a closet, stacked work on top of it, nailed jokes over the cracks. But closets aren't vaults. Pain seeps through keyholes. One morning, brushing my teeth, I tasted salt and realized I'd been crying without noticing. That was the day I made a simple, terrifying decision. I'd stop running and sit with the hurt, no matter how sharp the edges. First, I named what I felt, out loud, alone in the kitchen. Grief, anger, confusion. A strange relief I was ashamed to admit. Saying the words shrank them from hurricanes to weather reports. Still turbulent, but suddenly measurable. Next, I let the flood happen. I cried in the shower, in traffic, during a movie trailer that had nothing to do with romance. The tears were housekeeping. They washed the corners I'd neglected. After the flood came the phone calls, pain tunnels vision, and I needed someone else's horizon. I rang my best friend and confessed every messy detail. He listened, no rescue plan, just silence that made space for my breath. In that space I heard something unexpected, my own voice, steadying. Empathy, it turns out, starts at home. It's the soft hand you extend to yourself when the world feels made of thorns. That weekend I took myself on a trip 2 hours down the coast. I ate fish tacos alone, kept my phone face down, watched the ocean prove that endings can look like arrivals. I heard my pulse in my ears and realized it still beat with ambition. I wrote a letter at sunrise, the last words I would ever direct toward her. The letter wasn't angry, and it was a thank you note to the chapter now closing. I read it once, struck a lighter, and watched the paper curl into ash. The smoke rose, and with it, a weight I hadn't noticed pressing on my lungs. Somewhere in those embers, I finally understood what psychologist Walter Riso warns about. Attachment is a thief dressed as a savior. It whispers 4 sweet lies. This will last forever. You complete me. You guarantee my safety. You give my life meaning. And we believe them because they feel good under the tongue. I believed everyone. When the lies collapsed, I mistook the rubble for proof that life itself was broken. But the rubble was only a map, pointing to the foundation I'd never poured for myself. So I built one, brick by brick, ritual by ritual. Morning coffee without checking messages. Evening walks that ended when my legs, not my loneliness, felt done. A notebook where I answered questions I'd avoided for years. What makes me lose track of time? What kindness do I owe my body today? What corners of the world still call my name? Each answer was a brick, and soon the ground felt steady under my feet. I won't glamorize the process. Some days the sadness ambushed me in the cereal aisle, holding a box she used to crave. Some nights my chest tightened so suddenly, I thought I'd forgotten how to breathe. When that happened, I treated the memory like a guest. I offered it a seat, let it speak, then showed it to the door. Respectful, firm, human. Little by little, I noticed ordinary miracles. Laughter that didn't taste like betrayal. Music that didn't echo her playlist. Mornings where the first thought was mine instead of ours. I wasn't rebuilding the old me. I was constructing someone new. Someone who could love without handing over the deed to his own soul. Someone who understood that letting go isn't the opposite of holding on. It's holding on to yourself. If you're standing at the cliff of goodbye right now, toes curled over the edge, I'm not here to shove you forward or pull you back. I'm here to sit beside you and say, I know that wind, I know that fear, and I know the sky on the other side is bigger than it looks from here. Let yourself feel every shiver. Call a friend. Book the trip. Write the letter. Burn it or bury it or fold it into a paper boat and set it on the river. Do it messy. Do it scared. But do it for you. And when the memory sneaks back, pour it a cup of tea, let it talk, then kindly escort it out. You have rooms to paint, books to read, nights to fill with music that doesn't remind you of anyone but you. If these words lift even a centimeter of weight from your chest, tell me. Your voice reminds me my mindful relations kit exists. Because healing is a duet, never a solo. Close your eyes for 10 seconds and imagine the strongest hug you've had today. That's me, right here, whispering that the next chapter is already rooting for you.